And welcome, folks, to episode 43 of the Ministry of Dice podcast. We're a UK-based podcast talking about all things Dice Masters in the UK. I'm Chris, otherwise known online as the True Mr. Six, and with me today I have Andy.
AKA, here comes your birthday present. You wanted it, you got it.
Body shield, over here, level 2.
Apex update, I'm at level 57 now.
Level 57, I'm level 52.
Ooh, crikey, right, are you catching up?
Yes, I'm sorry, I just took a slurp of my cup of tea. Those old Halo muscle memory from when I was 15's coming back to me. You know, but Apex Legends, man, the highs are high and the lows are low in that game. It's a roller coaster ride. I seem to have like these epic sessions where I survive right until the end, and I'm killing people left, right, and centre, and I've got cool teammates who seem to be working as a unit. And then other games, I'll rocket pack in and die in seconds from some guy slapping me in the back of the head 4 times. You know what I mean?
It is an odd one. I have the same. What's the word I'm looking for? Spells of amazingness, where we were in a room, me and Javier, and he was running around looting boxes, and 4 different people come running into the room where I was just hiding behind the door. And then as they were trying to fight him, I was just going bang, bang, bang in the head, bang, bang, bang in the head. I liken it a bit like in True Lies when Jamie Lee Curtis drops the gun and kills everyone.
Yeah.
That's like wildly firing, and then sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. A bit like my Dice Masters.
Like your Dice Masters. Yeah, for sure, man. Well, there you go. Hello, folks. Welcome to the Ministry of Apex. Oh, dear. Yeah, so I was about to ask you, what have you been up to in the last 2 weeks since the last episode? But I get the impression by your absence of instant messages, and then when you do instant message, your single word replies, that I'm getting pinged in between rounds of Apex Legends.
Yeah, it's addictive. It's very addictive and fun, although I am still rubbish at it. So I've been playing a lot of that. What else have I been up to? Went round to Buddy's house, watched them play some Dreadball. I think I've talked about that before.
Yeah, you mentioned that a couple of episodes back, yeah.
It's a cool little game. It's a bit like Blood Bowl, only condensed and simplified, I think is probably the best way of describing it.
Right.
But yeah, that's fun. That's cool. I've been slowly persuaded that I might paint the team up for that, so that'd be exciting.
Oh, getting the paintbrushes out. You've not done any painting for a while, have you?
No, I've not. I need to, but that might be on the horizon. Other than that,
you need to put that PS4 controller down long enough.
That's true. I think my hands have been like melded into the grips. I'm not sure if I'll be able to move them properly again. And that's about it, non-Dice Masters wise. What have we done Dice Masters wise? We had to go at normal constructed modern to get you ready for the 2-team takedown.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, I've ducked out of this one, but after all, I'm not playing in it. I haven't got enough wife points. You've gone full feet into that, haven't you?
I have, yeah. You know, so I had an epic weekend of being the best husband ever. All with the agenda. I had the full agenda. I was just manipulating the situation. So on the Sunday night, I could go, the deadline for that online tournament's coming up. Do you think I might sign up? I don't know. You know, played it really coy, and she was like, "Oh, you should, yeah."
Thank you very much.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So her thing actually is that I mean, the wife point thing is one thing, but it doesn't really actually interfere with helping out with the kids or doing the chores. You know, just got to make sure I run the bins out before I start the game, kind of thing. It's actually that it's interfering with mine and her gaming. That's what the issue is, because
pandemic legacy in.
Yeah, that's it. So because of the time zone situation that interferes, although I'll talk about what's happening this time round to mitigate that. Do you know what? I've got myself in a right angle. I'm trying to take my trap top off while talking, and I've got myself stuck in it like in a weird, like a straight jacket. I look like a right madman. Right, sorted. What was I saying? Yeah. Yeah, because of the time zone difference, more often than not, because I kind of work during the week, but as do many of us, I'm often suggesting to those in North America, can you play on a Saturday or Sunday? Are you able to play in the afternoon and I'll play in the evening kind of thing? Or I'll play in the afternoon, you play in the morning, because that usually mitigates the time difference. But Saturday night is often the night that me and the hashtag competitive wife will sit down and get a game on ourselves. So I think actually it's more, she was aggravated that my gaming time was going into the laptop rather than getting Pandemic Legacy out with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's got a fair comment.
Yeah, absolutely. Although, I've managed to find the time for both.
Oh, you're a good husband.
I do try.
What have you been up to then?
Yeah, what have I been up to? So non-Dice Masters related. Speaking of Pandemic Legacy, we started our next month. We beat the game this time round. Woo!
Well done.
Yeah. Well, you get so if the game beats you, you get a second swing at it. I might have mentioned this a week or two, an episode or two back. So we took our second swing, managed to get through, but it gives you like a little leg up to help you get through. And we're ticking over all right now. So we've got our March game in the bag. We're on schedule, as it were. So we're sitting tight to play the April game in April, because we're being very strict traditionalists like that. And then a few games with hashtag. The kids.
Hashbag,
yeah, the Hashbag kids. So a bit of Kung Fu Zoo hit the table the other day. Past the Pandas, which is a dice game I might have mentioned before. Played a little bit of that with the little ones. The Top Trumps came out the other day as well, the Minecraft Top Trumps. And then like a party game called Sust, which is like you read out these statements and everybody sort of chooses a multiple choice answer as to which preferred answer they would have, and you have to guess what the other players might have answered based on your knowledge of them, which has only led to prove that my kids just don't know me at all very well. On the Dice Masters front, what did we do? Oh, so we've been playing a bit of Modern down at the FLGS, giving that a little bit of a go. Some interesting combos and teams coming out of the woodwork there. And then, as you just mentioned, I've been in the 2-team takedown tournament. So I've had my first round game against our man Ben Scott.
How'd that go?
Well, yeah, I mean, I lost, but it went all right. Actually, it was quite a fun couple of games. We went 2-1, so I lost 2 of the games, but won 1 of them. I did attempt to record the match to put it on the YouTube channel, but something went horribly wrong on my laptop, and it cuts out 7 minutes in. So all I managed to record was just the warm-up chat between me and Ben. Right, mate, how are you getting on? Do you know what I mean? Just us nattering for 10 minutes before we actually got into the game. And at the point we're literally about to start the game, it cuts out. I don't really know what happened, but I did flick onto the OBS to check it was working just before we started the actual game. So I don't know if, because I've got a touchpad mouse, whether I've pressed too hard and hit stop recording or something went anyway. But I'm a bit disappointed because even though I lost the match, the round, the game that I did win went really well for me, and I'm a bit sad that it's not down on tape, as it were. So that was all right. And then I've got my man Cleggy for this week, so we'll be hooking our game up soon enough. Yeah,
you could do that in real life, couldn't you?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Me and Cleggy play together down at Element Games, so we did discuss whether we were just going to get together down at the shop, but I think we might try and do it over Hangouts so that we can attempt to record it for YouTube channel content, because our man Journey over at CR Game Room, it's basically the first thing he ever asks when someone says, "We've played our game." He's like, "Did you record it?" So yeah, that's my Dice Masters live. Oh, my Justice pre-order arrived.
Very exciting. That one after the Americans at all, was it?
I don't, what 3 or 4 weeks?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, I think that's all right, considering some of the waits we've had in the past. Tomb of Annihilation took a long time. So I nipped into the shop yesterday. I wasn't able to play yesterday because the kids had a thing at school I needed to go to. But I nipped in to go pick up my pre-order because I wanted to play with them tonight if we have a couple of games.
I'll be getting mine. Well, next Wednesday as we're recording. As this comes out, will be in 2 days' time because it's my birthday.
Woo! Yes, that's right. 3rd of April.
3rd of April, yeah. So I've got mine on order, but they will be withheld and given to me as presents.
Speaking of your birthday, of course, I'm very excited about this episode because WizKids, in their wisdom, have given us a very exciting little birthday present for you, haven't they?
They have indeed. It was nice for them to remember.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in just a minute. Well, in fact, actually, should we cut this intro short so we can get into the good stuff?
The juicy content.
Yes, absolutely. So,
I'm excited.
So we're going to start with the community focus. There's been lots going on in the world of Dice Masters, but as I've just alluded to, we've got some very exciting news because we have a Ministry of Dice exclusive to share with you all about an upcoming OP kit. Yeah, so that's really exciting stuff that we're going to be talking about in just a moment. We are then we've got a bit of an idea that we want to kind of propose to the community and see whether that's got legs on it, see if that attracts people's attention. So we've got some suggestions in relation to one of the community focus items. And then we have our next contestant on the Ministry of Dice's The Bar this week. So we've got a guest on for a bit of an interview in a game. And then, depending on how long this timer I've got running goes, we might throw another segment in at the end, we might not. So you may get the community focus. You may get the community focus, you may get the idea that we want to propose, and the bar. Well, those three for sure, but there might be a fourth one at the end. Let's wait and see.
Let's see how much we can waffle on.
Yeah, if not, don't be disappointed. Well, I mean, now you've said that, it's inevitable that we're going to waffle on and we'll run out of space for the fourth segment.
The mystery fourth segment. Will it be there? Will it won't be there?
Yeah, you're going to have to stay and listen to the end to find out. Should we get into that community focus then, my man?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, on to the community focus.
This is London calling. Here is the news.
Yes, welcome back. It's community focus time, ladies and gents, and there's quite a lot of ground to cover, the least of which is our super exciting Ministry of Dice exclusive. I'm going to say that again, Ministry of Dice exclusive.
Exclusive.
I know I've been joking for some number of episodes now that we are, I think the phrase I use is, I'm one instant message away from getting blocked, but that persistence has finally paid off after all that effort. I've been pecking their heads about when's UK Nats, and give us some spoilers, give us some spoilers, and finally they caved in. So I think
start with?
Yeah, I think we should save the exclusive till the end. Do it last as a bit of a rise through the community focus, because there's other stuff to talk about as well.
There's a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on. So how do you feel about that? I mean, I am busting to to get it out there.
Yeah, no, let's start with the X-Men stuff.
Okay, let's start with the X-Men stuff. Yeah, so the X-Men set, the campaign box, which is called X-Men Forever, the kind of promotional photo with all the cards fanned out and the dice and whatnot, went up on the WizKids solicits page, I think. Is that where he got it from?
I don't know. Yeah,
it's the guys over at DM North who've clocked it with their magic piece of internet scrolling bot script thing that picks up on this stuff. Although actually I think this information was discovered by a reader of theirs who gave them the heads up. But in any case, if you go over to DM North, you'll see that we now have the complete list of characters, so we know all the characters that are going to be included in the set, but there's been some zoom in close up photos of those fanned out cards, so there's some juicy game texts for you to go and pore over if you're so inclined. I think this set's looking really good.
It's looking good.
It's looking really good. So actually, funnily enough, that I did a blog post off the back of it the other day, did one of my usual little, these are my standouts kind of thing. But the Jubilee, I noticed, I've actually got it in my hand right now. I went and dug it out because I'm that much of a nerd. That picture of Jubilee is the cover of Uncanny X-Men 318, which was published in November 1994. And I actually have my original copy in my hand right now. That's it. You can hear it.
There you go.
There it is, yeah.
It's got some dead good art on it, hasn't it?
Yeah, the artwork's exceptional, actually. I'm really into the mystique, like sort of transforming herself into all the different X-Men. I like the action shot of Hope Summers. You can't see it very well on this picture, but there was an earlier spoiler of Rachel Summers that looks pretty... I was about to say top. So one of us will have to bleep that out now.
Mate. Are they Cyclops' daughters?
Yeah, well, geez. This is super complicated, really. So Rachel Summers is the daughter of Scott Summers and Jean Grey, who's then travelled back in time from the future. Equally, though, so is Cable. His real name is Nate Summers, and he's the son of Cyclops and Jean Grey, travelled back from the future. Or maybe he's the son of...
I didn't know that.
He might be the son of Cyclops and Madeline Pryor. I forget. I kind of get... The X-Men have got a lot of kind of complicated spider's web of time travel-y stuff going on.
It's very incestuous, isn't it?
Yeah, well, so there's a really complicated storyline where Jean Grey and Cyclops have to send... There's a disease, like a mutant disease that goes round, which a clone of Cable called Strife... This is so convoluted when you say it out aloud. It makes sense when you're reading it over a period of years. He gets this disease, and so when the child is born, he catches this mutant disease, and so Jean Grey and Cyclops send Cable, Nathan Summers, into the future where he can get cured to save his life. But then later on, there's a miniseries where the two of them get transported into two different bodies, and they actually raise him as his parents, but as his actual parents, not his adopted parents in the future. Honestly, dude, it's mental.
That is mental.
It is mental. And then Hope Summers, so her surname is Summers because she's taken on Cable's surname because he's raised her, but he's not her actual father. He adopted her. She was the first mutant born. There was like this big event where all the mutants lost their mutant powers, and she was the first mutant born after that happened. It was called the 19... There was 198 mutants left, or 197, something like that. I feel like, is 198 the American police code for a murder? Am I confusing numbers in my head?
198.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, there was approximately 200 mutants. Anyway, I'm going to stop now because this fourth segment's looking less and less likely.
Murder, death, kill.
Yeah. But Hope Summers, and so Cable adopted her and tried to save her because there were like mutant haters trying to catch her a murderer because she was the first mutant born afterwards. But
it's like some kind of backwater hillbilly incestuous village out in the West Country somewhere.
Right, riding my tractor I am while I be raising my sister. I can't do it. Can you do? You can do. I'm sure you could do West Country.
Arr.
Arr. Where am I?
I'd be raising my sister as my mother's wife, sister's brother's daughter. Sound like that?
On my tractor, in my barn. Anyway, Hope Summers, though, that's the card that's really caught my eye. I'm loving her game text. Go and take a look at that. I wrote about it on the BritRoller6.com blog, but so thematically connected because that's what her power is. She's able to absorb the mutant powers of other mutants that are near her. So she takes on board game text, which I think is thematically on point. I'm loving it, but loads of opportunity with her as a long-standing single affiliation X-Men player that's been driving the Lads Down Element games crazy with Colossus Piotr Rasputin for years. I'm sure they'll be pleased to see I'll be coming back with that.
That's cool. Yeah, there's loads of different characters as well. What have you got? 1, 2, 5, 6, 23 different characters in the set. That's pretty good.
Yeah. There's some shonky stuff with Max Die and all that again, which I'm sure will set the Max Die crowd flaming up Facebook once again.
Look forward to that.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
But yeah, no, that looks cool. Anyway, cool.
Yeah.
So there you go. Check out the DM North website for more info and pictures and all that exciting stuff. When are we due to see that? It looks like it's set for May. So about Christmas time we'll see over it.
Yes. And the Australian guys, they'll get it in Christmas 2020. So that's the X-Men Forever box. The other big news that was formally published was the Dice Masters rotation, the 2019 rotation announcement, which is interesting because they basically said, we're not going to rotate.
It's not the deep cut we were expecting, was it?
No, so speculation has been for some time. I mean, we thought this, that's why we've been playing our modern games, that they were going to cut into sealed only. But it appears that they're going to stick with modern as it stands. So everything is legal from...
Batman.
Well, Doctor Strange, Batman's the first main set, but there's some that came out before Batman. There's the Doctor Strange team pack, Iron Man War Machine starter. I think the second Turtles box came out before Batman as well, didn't it? And maybe Spider-Man Maximum Carnage.
Oh, was the Turtles one still in it?
Yeah, the second one, Heroes in a Half Shell. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, but the rationale, their justification for this is to say that we've just had a Justice box come out. There's loads of cards in there that are Justice League related, Legion of Doom related. There's clearly cards in the Superman Wonder Woman starter set and the Batman set that are going to synergize with those. It'd be a shame not to give people the opportunity to explore those. We've got an X-Men set coming out. X-Men First Class and X-Men Forever, clearly going to be synergies there. We've got a new D&D set coming out. It'd be a shame to rotate out Tomb of Annihilation. There's some out in the community who are talking about the fact that I think D&D, the deal that they have with D&D, requires them to have a D&D set legal anyway.
Right.
So maybe there's some behind-the-scenes stuff going on there. There's also some speculation that there's still sealed stock out there of X-Men and Guardians that they don't want to upset retailers over.
Right.
So all those reasons I think add up. But the one thing they have done...
Oh, what have they done?
They have, in Modern, made you anti-Pureblood a banned card. The ban hammer's come down.
Toodaloo, the arch.
Yeah, so if anyone's interested in buying a anti-super rare with a rare Cosmic Cube, I'll do you a good deal if you want to get it. I never played with it. I think the only time I ever played with it was when me and you were playtesting, preparing to play against it, and that was back when the cube was legal.
Yeah, and it was the day before Nats. It was banned.
That's right. Yeah, but we're men of principle. You see, that's why we've never used it outside of our playtesting.
Yeah.
I think there was a few promos that have hit the chopping block as well, but I don't believe there's anything in there that would panic anybody.
No, yeah, I can't think. Most of them are still legal. There's just a few that they've binned off.
Yeah.
Which is probably not likely to get your hands on anyway.
No, sure. DC Bombshells is a shame because that had that really cool Lois Lane that gave Superman Overcrush. That was nice for a casual team. But nothing else in there that stands out. So Cosmic Cube and your anti-Pureblood... Well, Cosmic Cube remains banned, but now your anti-Pureblood is banned. So there you go. So Modern remains the same for another year yet, folks.
It does indeed, and the reaction to that has been quite mixed, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's curious. I've kind of half been following. There have been a few people having a good... the problem is, I think, is that as soon as someone's got a grievance with something with the game or that WizKids does, the kind of axe grinding about all the other grievances come out of the woodwork. That's really the metaphor. But I think so that if someone's saying, "Oh man, I really wish they'd rotated down to blind products. I'm looking at attracting some new non-blind products. Sorry, I'm looking at attracting some new players, and that would have been a great leaping on point because the thing that's been putting people off is getting their hands on X-Men First Class cards, Guardians of the Galaxy cards, playing against super rare nobbies, blah 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 blah," which is a perfectly fair and fine opinion. Yeah, it makes sense. I can appreciate that. Absolutely, I can. But then all the other stuff then comes out. Releases are always delayed. Look at this. Strike wasn't in the rule book, and it should have been in the rule book. And all the it's like the minute those sparks start coming off that axe on the wheel. everything else in the barn sets alight. I don't know what I'm doing with my metaphors tonight. I'm all over the place with these, aren't I?
You are, yeah. But it's linked us quite into the next thing that we wanted to talk about.
Do we want to talk about that now, or should we do a whole thing on that in a minute?
Ooh.
Because I really want to talk about...
All right. Should we make it as our own little segment on it?
Yeah, we'll do another segment in a minute, because we can't make people wait any longer for...
Is that going to be the mystery fourth segment?
No, I included that in the intro as a segment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So this isn't the mystery fourth segment. That would be... I don't really count the intro as a segment.
Oh, okay. Well, that's it then, isn't it? Should we go on to the next segment?
Yeah, we got to... No, we got to talk about...
I'm only joking.
Yes, that's right. So, like I said in the intro, my persistence has finally paid off, and we have got the most amazing news. We are absolutely chuffed to bits to be putting this out there. I feel almost as giddy and as excited as I did at the Games Expo when we got handed that Harley Quinn team pack. I've been sitting on this for about a week. I've seen this stuff a week even before we mentioned it, and it'll be another few days. Yeah, I've been busted. A couple of the guys down at the gaming store, I just really wanted to say to them, you won't believe what I've got on my phone. Anyway, WizKids have given us a sneak peek of a promotional press release for a Warhammer 40,000 monthly organised play kit.
And Space Wolves, my favourite.
Space Wolves, yeah, absolutely. I'm just gonna let's pause and let that one sink in for the listeners. Yes, that's right. Warhammer 40k is getting an organised play kit. It's called Gauk Hunting, which, chatting to you before we were recording, that's something to do with the orcs.
Yeah, it's the Orc War Boss. So from the lore and the story, famous character, like a baddie.
Yeah, okay, and the Space Wolves were the people who went and got him.
Got him, yeah.
Yeah, hence the Gauk Hunting, I suppose.
It's in one of the novels, I think.
Yeah, okay, sure. So, famous Orc Warlord, but the three cards, two of them are Space Wolves, and one of them is a reprint of a previous basic action, which I'm not going to spend a lot of time on. People will understand why when we get to it. We've got the promo photo, so we can only really see the first card and a little bit of the game text on the other two. But the first card there appears to have its own dice.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's called Lucas Strifeson. Looks like it's some sort of Lucas Strifeson, subtitle Trickster. It's a 2-cost bolt. He's obviously got the Space Marine and the Space Wolf affiliation there. And his game text reads, Impulse, target opponent loses 2 life. And then he's got a Burst Face, which is his level 1. When Lucas Strifeson, it's a bit blurry, the picture actually. Lucas Strifeson is KO'd, return him to this card. And he's got a stat line of 021, 031, 141. So that's really, mental.
Yeah, it's cracking, isn't it?
That's insane. That's insane. With that one defense, particularly, that game text, you could just spam that for days.
Yeah.
At 2 cost too. The picture, the artwork, we'll put it on. So, folks, the episode will probably, because I tend to do it on a Sunday night, this episode will be out and some of you will be picking this up. The blog post, BritRoller6.com, will have the picture that WizKids have shared. They've given us permission to include it. Will be on the official Monday morning, the podcast is out blog post that I make, so I'll include the picture there. But the artwork looks absolutely awesome. It's a bit of a blurry picture though. I might ask them if we can have something a bit. Anyway, so that's really exciting. But the second card is Venerable Dreadnought.
It's as if they knew how much you love that card.
Yeah, I know. Well, wait until we talk about the third one. It's like this pack. As excited as I am for a Warhammer 40k OP kit, it's almost like they've made a Let's Upset Chris pack, because it's Venerable Dreadnought. The subtitle is One of the Fourth Company. We can't really... It looks like he's got range, from what I can see from the... Because he's got like the... what do you call it? Where they put the text on to explain it.
Yeah, the explanation of the keyword.
Yeah, and it looks like it says while something is active, which I'm going to assume is Venerable Dreadnought, opposing somethings cannot gain range. Yeah, so it's like it's a Venerable Dreadnought to counter Venerable Dreadnought.
Oh, that could be good.
Yeah.
Well, depending what the range is.
Yeah, I mean we can't see that, so I don't know, but. Yeah, that's really interesting. So I think that's a curious twist to bring out a Venerable Dreadnought to counter a Venerable Dreadnought, when Venerable Dreadnought was the counter to Venerable Dreadnought in its own right.
Could you say Venerable Dreadnought one more time?
Venerable Dreadnought.
Excellent.
Yeah. Again, though, the artwork looks incredible.
Oh, it's super cool, isn't it?
Yeah. Again, I don't know if that's what... They're obviously dragging this stuff from Games Workshop. The third and final card, which I'm not going to spend a lot of time on, is a reprint.
Back, baby. Get your holders and your Ultraman ready.
So it's a reprint of Imprisoned. The picture does look really cool, actually. It's like a load of...
conscripts, isn't it?
Or something like being all sort of stood over by a guard. Because of the positioning of the card, I'm assuming the game text is exactly the same, but yeah, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that one. Great artwork, but very disappointed to see that make a return in Modern. Although, I mean, Beholder and Ultraman are still not legal, so...
Yeah. True, so it's maybe less useful. We've got more fielding costs now. It may be a bit more balanced.
Yeah, does Imprisoned have a burst face on it?
No, I don't think so.
No, so it can't be used with like morph or anything then, no?
No, not that I can remember. You can't really see it, can you, because it's the third one in. But I can't remember it having a burst face. I'm pretty sure it's just the one and done.
Yeah, okay. Well, in any case, however disappointed I am to see Imprisoned reprinted, and there is a population of people out there who were involved in the Invitational who will... Or go and take a look at the video and you'll see why Imprisoned is such an upsetting card for me. I never liked it anyway, and then He Who Shall Not Be Named came along. The artwork is great, and I'm also really excited to have a Ministry of Dice exclusive. So if you want to go take a look at the pictures, I've got the kind of promotional pic that it's because he Facebook messengers it us, isn't it? It's a bit blurry, but I'll pop that up on the blog post so that you can go and pore over that. And just drop a note in the comments. Let us know how excited are you. We're very excited for a 40k OP kit.
Yeah, no, exciting. It could get some 40k players into stores playing Dice Masters for the extra cards.
Yeah, absolutely. So really exciting news. What we haven't got is release date. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, this segment is running Kingpin, so let's wrap it up there. This fourth mystery segment's probably not going to happen, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
All
cool.
right.
But check out the blog.
Yeah, check it out. Exciting news. Welcome back, boys and girls. And this next segment is a new segment. It's an idea, I suppose, that we want to propose to the community that's listening. And it's a Q Branch initiative, I suppose.
Yes, yeah. It came about with the release of what New Modern was going to be, which is basically all the same cards without Yuan-Ti and a couple of OPs. And looking down on the comments, there's some people that was like, "Oh, brilliant! We've still got a big card pool." Other people who weren't too happy. One chap in particular, and I want apologies because I didn't take his name down, who put on Facebook as a comment saying, "Well, I don't have any of this blind product. I can't find it anywhere." And of course, some of us veterans are like, "What? Of course you can find it. It's everywhere. What are you talking about? Don't be so negative." And I thought, well, let's have a look. Let's have a look and see. Let's see if I can find a Guardians of the Galaxy grab feed on eBay.
Sure.
Not very easy to find. The blind product isn't that easy to find, and people are struggling. So the thought behind it is, well, it might be hard to find for some people, but I've got a pile of it in the corner of my room that, well, literally, actually, while I'm looking, I can see a big pile of Guardians of the Galaxy stuff that I ain't ever going to use.
No,
so
sure.
What worth is it there? And on the assumption that a lot of the people listening who played for a while will have the same, let's share the wealth.
Share the wealth, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been doing this for a while, although I'm really bad at it. There's a few people out there who'll be like, yeah, we're still waiting for those dice. And they are all on the shelf over there. But when I have big sort outs of the big red box of the dice and sort out my cards, I usually post pictures on the UK Dice Masters page to get it out there. But that's only kind of being seen by a limited number of people. So we were wondering if the community would be willing to have a big house clean of their surplus collections and just get some cheap eBay auctions on the go.
Yeah, let's help these guys who are new to the game, want to play with us, want to get involved in tournaments in stores or maybe even online, because when you're online you don't meet up with the people that go, oh yeah, look, I've got a couple of these, I have this. Really, and get them involved, make these cards available, get them on eBay, price them nice and cheap, cover your postage.
Yeah, cover your postage, cover your fees, maybe make a little bit, but, you know, I suppose that'll be about what people are willing to pay for it. But
don't go scalping. It's not the point of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, some of you out there will likely have, or maybe even able to, do a bit of housekeeping of your surplus Dice Masters stuff, get a full set of commons together for Mighty Thor or Tomb of Annihilation or Guardians or X-Men First Class, or maybe you can do some bundles with some particularly useful cards that are nice staples that could get people off the ground, that they could mix in with their sealed product that they're managing to get their hands on. Everybody could do with a mimic in their collection, or a Scarlet Witch, or I don't know. What's the
Capture Blob?
Yeah, the Swarmers, a Batteria Battle Stack, or a Chwinger, the common ones. People can play around with Swarm. Maybe out the Batman set, some of the Justice League characters, like Hawkgirl. Is it Hawkgirl? Who was a Justice League character? Or get them set up with a few X-Men and Brotherhood of Evil Mutants in preparation for the X-Men Forever set. Maybe you've got an uncommon Kate Bishop, Hawkingbird hanging around. So even if you can't get full sets together, maybe you could throw up a little bundle of useful cards with dice, perhaps a few win conditions, like a common Fix-It, maybe a few control cards, a common Scarlet Witch and a common green devil mask, maybe some stuff.
Madam Mask.
Madam Mask, yeah, because both the common and the uncommon are really useful, that people can make use of, just to give those out in the community a bit of who are struggling to get their hands on some of this sealed product, a bit of a leg up. So yeah, that's the proposal. So everybody just book an hour out one night. Sit down with all those unsorted. I will do mine, I promise. Jacoby, I promise I will get it done. I'm halfway through that red box. There just always seems to be a kid's party to go to or something. But yeah, everyone carve an hour out. Just sit down, do a bit of sorting, find those staple commons, or even if you can get a full set together. Mighty Thor and Tomb of Annihilation basic actions are another great example of something that we could just bundle up if you've got a full set or a near full set, and just chuck it up for £1 with a bit of postage, enough to cover the eBay fees and the PayPal fees, and just get it out there,
Yeah, and what we want you to do to make it nice and easy to find, in the description, if you put the Ministry of Dice, Share the Wealth, and then Dice Masters and whatever the cards are, then if you're looking for cards and you've not got them, you can go to eBay, put in the Ministry of Dice. It's a nice ego boost for us, and hopefully you get a few cards.
Yeah. Nice and cheap with a bit of postage. Absolutely.
Yeah, we can really kind of help these guys. I mean, I was shocked. I thought Guardians was still easy peasy to find, and then it's like, well, no, actually, it's not. And yeah, if we can do our bit to improve the player pool for events and make them feel welcome to come on board, play some online tournaments, be it the 2-team takedown kind of thing that Chris and Rob's Games Room do, or the weekly game arena that I've never done.
Yeah, I mean, that's I don't engage with Ross in his weekly dice arena.
It's because it's so late, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like too late even for me, the vampire that I am, to get involved in. Although they're doing some cool stuff with, they've got like an achievement league going on with DM North at the minute that's worth taking a look at. But yeah, just get it out there, mark it up, Ministry of Dice Share the Wealth or MOD Share the Wealth, put it on as a hashtag or something, so that when you go to eBay, all you have to do is search for those terms and all that stuff, and just flood eBay with all your surplus stuff. Just get it gone on the cheap. It's going to take some work. We can all pitch in and take the pain of enveloping stuff up and sleeving stuff up and making a special trip over to the post office and all that. We could all take a bit of pain. Carve out an hour to have some sorting, take some pictures, get it up, and let's give these people a leg up. You may even have some rares that have been sitting around that you really wouldn't be too pained to let go for, £1 a rare, £2 a rare or something. Get them up too. I'm sure there's some people out there who bite your hand off for a rare blob or a rare Batman, always prepared or something.
Couple of bucks, as they say over in America.
Yes, absolutely. So let's get that done.
Yeah, well, let us know if you get a load on. I'm not checking this you first, but if there's a load of people on and you let us know the links, we can share that on either Facebook or the blog and let people know what you're doing and give you a bit of a shout out for doing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so see what you can put up there. See what we said. Who can put the most on eBay? Let us know. Be interesting to see it again. I've got to go through a load of mine. I've got the Civil War box that I'm staring at the moment, which has got a full gravity feeds worth of Civil War and a full gravity feeds worth of Guardians of the Galaxy. That's just in there as doubles.
Yeah. There'll be someone who can make use of those.
It's a fear because it's just literally dumped in that gravity feed box. And every time I move it, because that little flap comes down the front, it all spills out the side and I have to like scrabble around finding cards and dice everywhere. So if anyone wants an unchecked box of Civil War and Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, I can wrap that in sellotape and dump it in the post to you.
Yeah, I
said, starts here.
Absolutely. In the end, actually, I messaged this guy who I've been talking to on Facebook who was after some old stuff. And I messaged him in the end to say, look, I'm struggling to sort it out. How would you and your mates, because there's a couple of them that play together, feel about me just shoveling loads of dice and cards in a box, just sending it to you for the price of postage and sort me out a bit of cash for a decent bottle of wine, and we'll and you can just divvy it up as you like amongst you all, Anyway, we think it's a good idea. We're calling it Ministry of Dice Share the Wealth, and get them sorting through your dice, sorting through your cards, get them up on eBay, mark them up, share the wealth.
Yeah, the Ministry of Dice presents Share the Wealth.
We're such a pair of egomaniacs.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But we're also helpful. It's charity, mate.
It's for charity. For charity. Yeah. First world problems. I haven't got a common Scarlet Witch. Oh, and on that note, we'll be.
I've got a super rare Yuan-Ti on sale if anyone wants it.
Yeah. I'll do you a deal actually. Super rare Yuan-Ti with a rare cosmic cube.
Oh no, I can't say that. I was going to say no. I'll say it. I'll use mine to wipe my ass with. It's great.
Bit firm, isn't it?
You got into the nooks and crannies.
I was just having a drink then. It nearly came out my nose. Oh dear. Right. On that note, we'll definitely wrap this segment up and move on to the next segment.
Mystery fourth segment?
No, this is the actual third segment.
What about the mystery fourth segment?
I don't think that's going to happen.
Oh.
I doubt it.
Oh, okay.
It's looking very unlikely now. Welcome back, folks, and this segment now marks the return of the legendary, world-renowned Ministry of Dice, the Bar segment. And today we have a very special guest. We've got Stuart Dixon, otherwise known as Stu.art, from our own fine shores, here to have a little bit of a chat with us and have a crack at the quiz. Hello, Stuart.
Hi guys, you alright? Thanks for having me.
Oh, we're more than welcome, more than welcome. In fact, we were just saying before that it's been a little while since we've had a fellow Brit on to have a crack at the bar and show these colonials how it's really done.
Hopefully, yeah.
So, Stu, we tend to ask people on who are making notable contributions to the community somehow, and I think you're a notable member of the community for quite an interesting reason, actually. We came to know one another not just because you've been attending events over here in the UK, but you do your own artwork on custom blank art cards.
Yeah, that's correct, yeah. I like to doodle here and then. It's just sort of a hobby of mine.
Well, we're big fans of your work. We've used your cards, as you well know. I suppose this is more for the listeners' benefit, but we've used your cards for a little bit something special in the prize pool. But as photos of your prizes have spread, you're now putting those prizes out worldwide, I understand.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. There's been a bit more demand for it, and it's mainly thanks to you guys for wanting them in the first place. But yeah, no, word is spreading, and I'm glad it's going well because I enjoy doing them. It's a nice thing to do in the evening, a couple of hours, just painting up some cards and what have you. And I'm glad people get a bit of joy out of them, even if they don't use them.
Yeah, some of the dragon ones you've done recently are really nice, like blue and red dragons, breathing fire and ice.
Yeah, man.
Thanks.
So there's a red dragon you did a couple of weeks back, maybe longer, and I messaged you saying that red dragon is awesome, and I was dropping hints left, right, and centre, and you completely did not pick up on my hints, and then James Bloor over in Central Europe posts pictures of the prizing they were giving away at the Central European Nationals, and my red dragon was in their prize pool.
Well, I've got another red dragon for you, and a blue dragon as well. I have a few more other ones in the pipeline for you, so don't worry, I haven't missed you out. I thought it was a foregone conclusion, that's why.
Yeah, that was a tremendous red dragon, though. I was blown away by it, absolutely. But
I've got a few more to do up, so don't worry, you'll get one.
Oh, lovely, jubbly. That's what we like to hear, although that one might not make its way into the MOD prize pool. That might find its way into a binder before the event takes place. So how long have you been sort of doing your doodling, as you described it, Stu?
Well, I've been drawing as long as I can pick up a pencil, so I've been a bit of a baby Banksy. I was tagging mum and dad's furniture when I was a kid, so yeah, I've just been doing it all my life. I never took it anywhere, unfortunately. I made different choices growing up and ended up in the army for 12 years. So my artwork kind of faded away, left the army and found I had a bit more time to myself, so I started doing it again. Went to a few sort of comic conventions because obviously my artwork's mainly based around the sort of comic booky theme or pop culture and that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just been sitting at that level as a hobby. I've not really taken it any further than that, but so But people seem to like it, so I'll keep on doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't imagine there's much call for skill with a pencil when it comes to conflict zones and the armed forces.
Yeah, if there is, it's gone horribly wrong.
Yes. You just don't bring a pencil to a...
Well, I'll have my pants on my head and 2 pencils up my nose.
Yes. Bob.
Whittle.
I have a plan, Baldric. Is it a cunning plan? Yes, it's as cunning as a fox with a degree in cunning from the University of Cunning. I love that show. It's amazing. Yeah. Yeah. And so I understand, I mean, we don't like to talk about this very often, but I understand Dice Masters isn't the only game that you do custom artwork for, is it?
No, I've dipped my toe in Magic the Gathering. It's a far inferior game to Dice Masters, of course. And yeah, I just did some custom land cards for a few friends of mine who play the game a bit more regularly than I do. And they seem to go down quite well, so...
Very good. Yeah, very good. So, Stu, one thing we did want to ask you about is you're relatively new to playing the game of Dice Masters. Roughly how long have you been in the mix now?
Well, I kind of started a couple of years ago, but I only really play it very casually, like tabletop with my wife, and that's it. I didn't start doing the sort of more competitive events until more recently, like getting on the online scene and obviously the MOD PDMs. They were my first proper exposure to proper, face-to-face competitive, as it were.
Face-to-face, certainly. I don't know.
Face-to-face, yeah.
I don't know about competitive.
Well, yeah, more competitive than I'm used to, let's put it that way. So, yeah, it's been a bit of an eye-opener of how well this game can be played, if you see what I mean. Like all the different combinations of teams that I've started to see and how to use them. It's a real eye-opener.
Remind me, which was the first event that you came along to?
It was the Southampton one for the Game for Cancer.
Oh, yes, that's right. So that would have been Global Escalation that we were playing, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah. Dreadful format. I don't know why we made that choice.
Yeah, I didn't do too well at that one, unfortunately. The thing is, I recycled an old team that I used for a Team of the Month event that Jordo and the guys over at the North put on.
Well, there's only Jordo and Son of Al.
That's the one, yeah.
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 And he who cannot be named.
Sorry, I should have...
Yes, you should apologise.
I apologise.
I enjoyed
it's a sore subject.
I enjoyed your team, particularly in fact, I may be wrong, but I think your team was one that I particularly focused on and mentioned when we did our MOD PDM review, because was it the 7 cost Thanos, wasn't it, when with the Kree captain?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you filled the Kree captain with Collector and hit your opponent in the face for whatever attack buff he's got, basically. The problem was getting Thanos out in the first place. That was the tricky bit. Yes,
yeah, which, with Global Escalation is a little bit easier, certainly.
Yeah. As long as you got a good hold of your bag and manage to PXG correctly, it goes all right. But
yeah, unless you end up facing spammy Black Manta teams.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I don't know who would do that.
No.
So you mentioned there that you've been quite heavily involved in the online scene. How have you been finding that as an experience?
It's good. A lot of early mornings, though, I have to say.
Sure.
But no, it's good. There's a really good community out there. A lot of really nice players, and they're really welcoming. I was a bit nervous about it at first, especially playing like international players, ones that especially have been playing for years and got it down to pat. But no, it's been good. It's been good exposure. Good to get practice in, basically.
Well, that's certainly the way to get better, is to step up and face against those that are more accomplished. I mean, just look at the experience that me and Andy have had. His best days are far behind him now, and many would argue I'm the finer player.
He might be just biding his time.
I've not heard that argument come up by many people.
Yeah, I have. I mean, the people are talking about it everywhere. I think you'll find.
Does your local corner shop?
Yeah, and the post office. What of it?
The Tim Henman of UK Dice Masters.
The Tim Henman of UK Dice. You've just compared me to Tim Henman.
No, me to Tim Hedman.
You've compared yourself to Tim Hedman, 1 championship and that's it.
Don't think he managed that, did he?
I think he took a Wimbledon once, did he?
Yeah, I think he took 1 at least.
They named that hill outside after him, didn't they?
Hedman Hill. Then it's now Murray Mound. How
Is that what it's
easy
now
we forget
called?
our heroes.
Murray Mound.
And the England Edge. It's PowerPoint now.
Oh dear. So Stu, if somebody was interested in commissioning you to do some alt art cards for them, or even, I don't know, a lovely picture for their wall, then I've got one of your pictures on my wall, in fact.
Family photo.
It's the Cavish. I've got the Cavish on the wall.
Cavish, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually had another idea for the next one, actually, but I won't spoil that now. I'll wait till nearer the time.
Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting. But if somebody was interested in commissioning you, you do your sales through eBay and you've got a Facebook page. Is that right?
That's correct, yeah. Yeah. If they just PM me a message, or I think my email address is on the Facebook page as well. They can email me with any sort of commissions for cards or just artwork in general. Yeah, get in touch. I'm happy to do it.
And that's facebook.com/stew.art.
That's correct. I think it's got I think that's the right address. Yeah, that is, yeah. Sorry. I don't use it that often. It's my own page. I don't really, as in I don't go to it myself like that.
Visit it, yeah, sure. We're so slick.
Chuck a link on our on the comments of this podcast, so you can click straight on it.
Yeah, I'll forward that on to you.
Yeah, I think I've got it somewhere. I think I might have put it on the previous post when we were showing off some of the prize cards one time. In any case, listeners, just, wander Facebook aimlessly until you come across a Stuart Dixon who does that. Just instant message every Stu Dixon until you find the right one. There you go.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. Let's see what interesting adventures you can get yourself into.
But I'm on the Discord as well, Sketcher298, so you can get in touch with me on there as well if you like, if you can't find me in the Facebooks.
Very good, yes. So, folks, I highly encourage you. Stu's work is tremendous, and everybody needs a custom art Beast Boy, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Got plenty of them.
Yeah.
And vibranium shields.
Yeah, an abundance of them. Well, yes. Terry McGuinness, you've done some cracking Terry McGuinnesses for us in the past.
Yeah, and now I've come into a few Batmobiles as well, so I can knock out a few more of those.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Very good indeed. Right, that's all that stuff over with. Now let's get down to the real task at hand.
The nitty of the gritty.
Yeah.
Where I totally embarrassed myself.
Well, I don't know. The worst score ever has been 3.
Okay.
The best score ever has been, what's the best score been?
12.
12.
Got a few have 12. I think Arj from Rolling Thunder, both James and Zach from James and Zach Play Dice Masters, and also myself.
You haven't got 12.
Did get 12.
No, I don't think that's right.
Anyway,
Stu, I'm going to hand you over to the Quizmaster Extraordinaire, Mr. Andrew England over there, a.k.a. didn't get 12.
Maybe I did.
No.
Everyone look on the BritRoller6.com blog and see the not updated from last year.
Yeah, we've still not put 2019's leaderboard up. That's how slick we are, Stu. We are on it. We are on it. Right, over to you then, Andy.
Theme tune?
What now?
No, now.
That doesn't feel right. Hang on a minute. Now.
Okay, so Ministry of Dice is the bar. If you don't know it by now, then shame on you. It is 2 minutes of quick fire questions on a specialist subject of your choice. Your specialist subject is the world's finest set. Answer it. If you give me the correct answer, we'll move on to the next question. If you give me the wrong answer, I'll give you the correct answer. And if you don't know and you want to save a bit of time, then say pass and we will rocket straight on to the next question. Chris, are you ready with a bit of paper and a timer?
Yes, the pencil I'm using today has got red, yellow, green, blue, and pink stars on it, and it says Teacher's Star Award.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes, yeah. And then the timer's just on my phone.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm all set. Stu, I'll give you a shout.
Ready as I'll ever be.
1 minute left, 30 seconds left, and 10 seconds left.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right, gentlemen, are you set?
Yep.
On your marks, get set, go!
Bane has a global on all versions of his card. Pay fist, target opposing character die must what?
Attack.
Correct. Rare Bizarro gets +2 attack and +2 defense for what?
Each global on opposing team, I think.
Perfect. Correct. There are 4 Black Lanterns in the set. Anti-Monitor, Firestorm, Green Arrow, and who?
Martian Manhunter.
Correct. What colour is Oracle's die?
Orange.
Correct. The Amazing Rare Crow is from the World's Finest set. What is the subtitle of this card?
Hallucinogenic Vapors.
Correct. What is the purchase cost of Rare Crow?
4.
Correct. What is Ultraman's attack on level 3?
5.
Oh no, it's 6.
Oh.
End of Days is a good counter to Super Rare Ultraman. What is its purchase cost?
6.
Correct. Alfred Pennyworth, MI5. Roll sidekicks or what character die on its energy phase to see if it returns to the field at level 1?
Batman.
Correct.
1 minute.
What keyword ability is on 2 of the 3 versions of Batman?
Oh, Christ. Is it, pass.
All 3 versions of Clark Kent have the same purchase cost. What is it?
Is he a 5?
No, he's a 4.
4.
30
Doomsday.
seconds.
Villainous monster can't do what unless you have at least 2 different active villain dice?
I think it's attack.
It's attack or block.
Attack or block.
What colour is Power Girl's die?
White.
Correct. Robin Kid
10
Detective.
seconds.
When Batman is active, each Robin die gets what?
+3 attack and +3 defense.
Correct. Superwoman's Global
Two,
pay what to
1.
convert any amount
Time.
of energy to
Pulse.
pulse?
Play vote.
It's 1 energy.
Okay.
Oh, Stormer at the start.
Yeah, I know. I kind of lost it towards the end.
It's the pressure, man. It's the pressure.
I know.
People often buckle under the bar pressure.
Yeah, I'm like origami. I fold under pressure.
Where's that military training to make you cool and calm under fire?
Oh, I left that when I left the gates.
Oh, I see.
Right, we had, what did we have? We had a pass, didn't we?
Yeah, it was the 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th.
10th. The keyword ability on 2 of the 3 versions of Batman is Vengeance.
Vengeance, that was it. I kept wanting to say Vigilante for some reason. I knew it began with a V, I couldn't remember what it was.
Vengeance?
Yeah.
That's never come back, has it? I don't think.
No. Yeah.
Right then, Stu, do you want your score?
Yeah, go on then, hit me with it.
Here we go then. Let me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, nice. That's all right. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Cool.
There you go,
Thank you
mate.
very
See, not too bad at all.
No, not too shabby.
So the leaderboard, as it stands now, then, is we've got Arj at the top with 12. What was Lucan was 11. Then Joe with 10, and Stu with 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Oh,
was
high scoring.
the standard is high this year.
Yeah.
2019 is proving to be a strong year. I wonder
It's not called the bar for nothing, is it?
That's right, yeah. I wonder if any of the 2018 competitors want to come back and see if they can't best their score from last year, maybe. There we go. Well, excellent. Congratulations, Stu. A very good showing for yourself there.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, very good showing for yourself. So we'll wrap that up there, but a quick reminder for the listeners then, head on over to Facebook and look for Stu.art if you're interested in engaging Stu for event prize cards, custom artwork, picture on the wall, whatever takes your fancy. He's multi-talented in that way.
Yeah, I draw the line at nudes.
You draw the line at nudes?
Yeah.
Just the one line.
Yeah, it's just one line.
Okay, everything but nudes. And on that note, we'll wrap this segment up there. We're getting Kingpin. Thanks, Stu, so much for coming along.
No, thank you guys. It's been awesome.
Excellent. Well, very pleased. You know, that's the experience you get when you hang out with me.
Absolutely. I was talking more to Andy, but that's fine.
Ooh,
bang in like that.
Our Southerners got to stick together.
These Southerners banding together. Yeah, I was just about to say that. All right then, folks. Well, on that particular note, we'll go on to the next segment. All right, mate. Listen, we haven't got much time left on the episode for us to do the pick of the week that we planned, so this mystery fourth segment's probably not going to happen, but there is something I've been working on for a while that I think probably we could just quickly throw out there.
What is it?
So, I mean, it's been a while since we've done a top 10, and I've been trying to work on a top 10. I've been looking at subtitles that sound like euphemisms for taking a
For taking a
yeah, for taking a dump. Euphemisms for taking a dump. They're basically subtitles that are euphemisms for taking a dump. But the list is at 30, and I'm struggling to get it down to 10.
30 cards that sound like you're taking a shit.
Yeah, some of them are a bit tenuous, but they're euphemisms for taking a shit. So I'm just going to read out all 30 subtitles just in a row to finish off the episode, and you'll tell me whether they sound like euphemisms for taking a shit or not.
Okay.
All right, okay, here we go. So, Ant-Man, Through the Cracks.
Yeah.
Blade Knight, solo act.
No.
Blind Owl, laxatives in your food.
Yeah.
Drax, pained.
No.
Gambit, ace in the hole.
Yes.
Harley Quinn, tough cookie.
Yes.
Basilisk, greater monstrosity.
Yeah.
Bebop, troublesome.
No.
Blob, nothing moves the blob.
Yeah.
This next one's great. Bullseye, peanut projectile.
Yes.
Cheetah, some manner of monster.
Yeah.
Flying car, buckle up. Groot, force of nature.
Yeah.
Nitro, living bomb.
Yeah, that'll work.
Black Tom Cassidy, concussive blast.
What the heck?
Blackheart, the abyss gazes back. Carnage, no pain, no rain.
No pain, no rain. Yeah, that's in.
Clayface, malleable menace. Dark magician girl, dark burning attack.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one's a good one. Fandral, the dashing.
The dashing.
Yeah. Hulk, explosive beginnings.
Yeah.
Iron Fist, holding back the storm.
Okay. Yeah.
Kilowog, brute force.
Of course.
This is
tenuous.
this is a clever one. Loki, throne of contention.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Very clever.
Clayface, the terror. Colossus, unstoppable.
All right, I get it.
Dormammu, burning ambition. And the ancient one, vapors of Valtor.
Vapors of Valtor.
And anyone keeping track there will notice that I've only made it to the H's. That's as far as I got.
Peanut projectile, now that's one, isn't it?
That's got to be the winner, hasn't it? That's got to be the winner. There you go. So a top 30. Been working on that one for a while.
That's another one.
Let's wrap the show up. Yes, folks. Sunrise doesn't last all morning. A cloudburst doesn't last all day. All things must pass, and yes, this is the end of yet another episode of the Ministry of Dice podcast. We hope you enjoyed
working on that one.
Well,
yeah.
Here you go. Little known fact. That's some George Harrison song lyrics there for you from the song All Things Must Pass.
All Things Must Pass. Is that another one for you?
For the that's number 31. Yeah. We hope you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed recording. And we've been, as I said earlier, I've been so excited about recording this episode because I've been sitting on that spoiler pick for about a week now. So very pleased to finally get that out there. It was just burning inside me. I wanted to tell people. So yeah, go make sure you head on over to BritRoller6.com, the blog, if you're listening to this through a podcast feed reader or whatever. To go take a look at the image, you can see that lovely, what's his name? Strafeson the Trickster artwork. And
Lucas the Trickster.
Yeah. and take a look at the Gauk Hunting OP kit. Thank you, Stu, for coming along and doing the Ministry of Dice's The Bar with us. A very respectable score, sir. Well done. And if anyone's interested in talking to... he's been putting a lot of pictures up on Facebook lately of his alt art, so if you'd like to speak to Stu about commissioning, again, head on over to the BritRoller6.com blog, find the blog post where I've posted this episode, and I'll put some links into his Facebook page and ways of getting hold of him.
Yeah, have you noticed that he started doing non-blank promo cards?
Yeah.
He's using the Batman looks amazing that he's just done.
Yeah, that Batman's awesome, just like laying into the Joker. Excellent piece of work. Very impressed, Stuart. Well done. Well done, you, sir. Getting all technical with your Photoshop and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time for episode 44, where the Justice Pick of the Week that was going to end up in this episode will end up. So come back for that. In the meantime, I've been Chris, otherwise known as True Mr. Six.
I've been Andy, a.k.a. You've Been Bamboozled.
You've been bamboozling. Get to bamboozling. See you in 2 weeks, folks.
Bye-bye. Nude Dice Masters cards. That's a good one, isn't it? You could do like a whole set, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Nude Iron Fist. Captain America in the nude with his vibranium shield,
strategically placed. Yeah. although Iron Fist could be a bit strange because if it's glowing in that area, you know what I mean.